Alrighty, I'm gonna do another video about Remora holsters. These are kind of oddball holsters that I decided to use in a couple of applications because some of my firearms are not really standard, they're kind of copies and clones. So I don't have really a choice of a holster for them, and they do make quite an interesting combos. Like for instance, this is just a holster for the mag. So you slide your mag in just like that, and it actually holds, quite quite well when it's in your tucked in your belt, and it slides out easy. This one is pretty greasy, so that's when it slides out. And the concept of Remora holster is kind of oddball, but basically it doesn't have any retention system that will hook up onto your belt or anything like that. It's, I don't know, can you see it? It's based on the grippiness of the outside layer, which kind of, it's rubberized. It almost feels like a basketball, if you like. So it kind of holds, and I know it sounds strange and odd, but it actually works in real life. And the advantage of that is you don't have to have a separate belt or specialized pants or anything like that. I mean, you can have a gym shorts, slide this in, and it will actually still work. And how it works, basically, this is a Versa Thunder, and this is the first one I got for it, and it works just fine. Again, I mean, when it's tucked in, you have quite a bit of retention in the gun, and um, it works just fine for the purpose that's intended to. So that's pretty much fine. The problem I had is it does has its flaw, and um, I didn't even have an issue with that until I bought a holster for this clone of the CZ, and of course I went with a bigger one and reinforced, and has a nice little the same texture. Everything is fine, and the gun fits perfectly. I don't have any issues with that. The retention is there. The problem I had is this gun is far more manly, if you like, than the Bursa. And again, I mean, you have to kind of go with the intentions of the whole crew, if you like. So basically, the Bursa is designed. Let me get this out of the way. Is designed to be concealed carry. They shaved a lot of the stuff off. There's no sharp edges. The sights are really like they're just all nubs. They're really minuscule, and that's the whole point of to be smooth, and you can slip it in your pants pocket or jacket pocket or something like that, and it doesn't snag. And that's why I never had an issue with that, going in or out of the holster. The problem that I had that occurred with Sargon is it's so chunky and it's so manly that it revealed the flaw in the holster itself, because the sides are really chunky, and I mean they are excellent for finding your sight, but the problem is they're so big that they actually catch on this reinforcement seam here, and it's not really obvious if you just kind of limp wrist everything, but the problem is if you really want to grab the gun and put the pressure on the hold, and you're trying to basically grab and hold the gun, at least I do, I usually put a forward pressure on the holster that way, which basically means, and you can tell, there's quite a bit of a snag to it. And when I realized that, I was like, okay, that's not going to fly, because when a situation might occur and I really want to need the gun, I'm going to pull the gun along with the whole holster, and ergo I won't be able to use it because I don't have access to a trigger. So all of a sudden, your defense situation becomes a laughing situation. So let's try not to do that. So the options are, go with a different gun. Nah, okay, if I'm that rich that I can afford different gun just because of the holster, we're in the wrong business. But I can let me see what I can do to modify the holster. So the options were to basically get rid of the seam, basically cut it out, and remove this portion of the reinforcement, but I was thinking that will probably ruin the integrity of the holster because it will start to fray and whatnot. So I came to the idea of doing something to aid in a removal of the gun. So at work we had these we call them tongue depressor, but they're not. They're made out of metal. they're kind of probes, and I got the hold of the one that they're about to toss out because it was pretty mangled, used too many times. So thinking, if I just make a little U shape on the end of it, slide it in here, and make sure that this crimp is nice and holdy, if you like, that will give me this little, almost like a ramp for the sides to slide in, and lo and behold, that actually works like a charm. The retention is still perfect because the gun is still relying on the side and lateral support for the retention. Nothing is falling out, and at the same time, no matter how much pressure I put in, the gun still slides out because now the sights are riding on this little ramp that they designed and implemented, and you can actually tell there are wear marks. Can the camera pick up? Nope. Focus. Focus. No, but basically there are wear marks on top from the back side, and there are also a nice little line on the front, which I was a little bit worried about. Whether they're actually going to wear myself? Nah, no, not really, because this is far softer metal. So actually, and actually that works fine. So that's my take on Remora's weakness, but it's only occurs when you're talking about guns with a chunky backside or front side, if you like. But I think the backside is the far more it's going to be far more inclined to cause you problems. But that's my resolution on it. So you can feel free to do your versions of it. Post in the comments if you like. But that's as far as I go. So now I'm happy with my Remora all over again.